All right, now we move to the next point, which is quadratic sequence, because quadratic sequence is part of arithmetic sequence. When you have, for example, a sequence that goes like this, 6, there is another 6 here, we have a 12, we have 8, we have a 12, we have 18, so on. Now, when you look at this sequence, you can see the first number at 6, second number at 6. Already, we can see that the first difference here is 0. Because if you say 6 minus 6, the answer will be 0. 8 minus 6 will be 8, 2. And then 12 minus 8 will be 4. 18 minus 12 will be 6. So on. Now, when you see a sequence, the first difference is not common. You have to try the second one, okay? There we go. 2 minus 0 will be 2. 4 minus 2 will be 2. And the 6 minus 4 is 2. So when you have a sequence and you look at the first difference is not common, the second difference is common, it's called quadratic sequence. Okay? So the quadratic sequence general term will be Tn equal to An squared plus Bn plus C. So what we do here, if you want to solve this question, the first thing is to determine the general term, or Tn. So the Tn, what you need to determine or to find, it's A, B, and a C. How do you find the A? How do you find B? And how do you find C? This is the method. You say 2A equal to the first number here, which is 2. And now 3A plus B will give you the first number 0. Then A plus B plus C will give you the first number here, which is a 6. There we go. I would like you to stop the video, to pause the video, and try to find the value of A. Then you come back. All right, there is my solution. 2A equal to 2. So for 2A to be equal to 2, A should be 1. So if you divide both sides by 2, we have 1. Now 3A, what is your A? It's 1. You put 1 over there. Plus B equal to 0. So B will be equal to minus 3. Then we move C. A, it's 1. B, it's minus 3. Plus C equal to 6. So we find that 6 will be equal, C will be equal to 8, because here will give you minus 2. When you transpose this side, you have 6. So the general term will be Tn equal to A, it's 1. Please don't write 1A, 1n. So you just write n squared. Instead of B, put minus 3n, and the C will give you 8. So this is what we call a quadratic sequence. Okay. Now, I want us to go to the next example. Alright. What will be the next example? There we go. Let me take this off. The next example will be, I don't know if there will be any challenge with that, but I would like you to try. So it's better for you to pause the video sometimes and try yourself and to see if you get a correct answer. Okay, so now let's look at our next example. Our next example where we have 2, we have a 3, 6, 11, and 18. So let's remove this. So now try to find the first difference here, okay? Our first difference here will be 3 minus 2 is 1. 6 minus 3 is 3. 11 minus 3 is 5. And 18 minus 11 is 7. Now let's go. 3 minus 1 is 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. 7 minus 5 is 2. So what do you have here? We have 2a is equal to 2, so a is equal to 1. Then we have 3a, we put 1 plus b equal to 1. So b equal to 1 minus 3, so b is equal to minus 2. Then c will be a is 1, b is minus 2, plus c equal to 2. So here I will give you minus 1, and then c will be equal to 3. So therefore we have a Tn equal to 1n squared, which means n squared minus 2n and then plus 3. So there is your general term. So now the question can be determine the value which term determine, for example, n30. Okay, when a t is equal to 30, n is equal to 30. I want you to try it and to see what will be your answer. So when n is equal to 30, you'll see T30 will be 0 squared, okay, 330 squared, 2 times 30 plus 3. So this will give you 900 minus 60. So this is going to give you 843. So somewhere here we have a sequence which is like this. Can you see? All right. Now we can continue our quadratic. So I want us to look at t now. Now we have a t 30. Okay. So we found that this number, which is 843, is in a position of a 30 term. Okay. So can we find T31? T31. There we go. T31 will be 31 squared. Okay. 31 squared minus 2 times 31, okay, plus 3. So the answer will be 902. So meaning that if this is T30, T31 will be 902. All right. So now I want you to look at one thing here. Okay? Look at something very interesting here. When you look at this is our first term, okay? This is first term, second term, third term, fourth term, and the fifth term. We know that the difference between these two terms, term 2 and term 1, is 1. The difference between term 3 and term... So, here we have the difference between these two terms will give you 902 minus 443. So the answer here will be 59. Can you see? So the question can be, where they don't give you, you don't know which term is 443 and which term is 902, but they just say to you, what is the difference between these two terms? Okay. So the difference between these two terms is here. Okay. So now this 59 belong to this difference. Okay. Now when you look at it carefully, look at carefully. Our first difference, it's also a sequence. Can you see? Because a sequence, when you have a number pattern, look at, we have 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 7. So there is an order here. So when you say 3 minus 1 is 2. So this is another sequence. So this is what you have to retain in your mind, to keep in your mind, is for quadratic sequence. The first difference of a quadratic sequence, it is a linear sequence, which is Tn equal to A plus n minus 1 and this. In case, if I didn't know which term is 443, which term is 902, so they can say to you, this is a sequence, it's also a sequence. So they ask you which term 408, which term is between these two numbers, okay? Which term we have a different 59. Because when you look at here, between T1 and T2, the difference is 1. T2 and T3, the difference is 3. T3 and T4, it's 5. Now, which term is here for us to find 49? Okay. So this is very simple. Here we don't know which term is here. Between which term is 59? We don't know. What is important for you to know, that this is also a linear sequence. So if this is a linear sequence, 1 is our first term, 3 is the second term, 5 is the third term, 7 is the fourth term. What about for 59? It's a Tn, because you don't know the value of n. You don't know which term is this. Okay, so this becomes simple. This is the formula. Tn is 59. First term, it's 1. And then you look for n. And the common difference is 2. So when you transpose here, what will be the answer here? When I transpose 1, this side will give me 58. All right. Then I have n minus 1 multiplied by 2. So if I divide both sides by 2, what will happen here? I'll have a 29 equal to n minus 1. So when I transpose here, I'll have a 30. So n equal to 30. Can you see? So if n equal to 30, look at here. So we say that we found that n is equal to 30. So this is a t30 equal to, we have a t30 equal to 59. So look at the trick here. First term of linear sequence is between t1 and t2. Second term for the linear sequence, for quadratic sequence, will be t2 plus t3. So t3 plus t4 automatically will have here also t3. Look at here, t4 minus with a t5. If you count here 1, 2, 3, 7 will be t4. Meaning that if this is t30, if 59 is t30, automatically here also we have a t30, and the following one should be 31. Can you see? So you have to know, this is very, very important for you to understand. If I can ask you another question, for example, let me do another example. For example, okay, for example, we look at this. All right, you can come to a situation, for example, we can have a question like this. Where the question say, which term of a quadratic sequence, which term of a quadratic sequence the first difference is equal to 37. Okay? All right. So now we know, for example, between, this is a quadratic sequence, okay? Between the T1 and the T2, we have what? The first term, the first difference is 1. So they say there is a first difference, which is a 37. So they say this first difference is between T watt and the T watt, okay? So if this will be Tn, and this will be Tn minus 1. All right. Or let's say this is a Tn, and this will be Tn plus 1. So we want to know which term the first difference will be 37. Remember what I told you now, what we did now, that the first difference is also a sequence, which is a linear sequence with this formula. Can you see? So our first term, let me remove this. You know the question. Let me remove this. Our first term of a linear sequence, which is the first difference, our first term is what? 1. So we have a first term. It's 1. So we have the formula Tn equal to A plus n minus 1 and a d. All right? So our first term, this is Tn, okay? First term, second term, third term, fourth term. Sorry, 37. 1 we put there. And a common difference will be 2. Okay. So now, when you transpose 37 minus 1, will be 37 minus 1 equal to n minus 1. We have a 2 there. This will give you 36. And n minus 1, when you divide both sides by 2, so this will give you 18, okay? And then we have n minus 1. So when you transpose, we find that n equal to 19. So this t will be, this 37 will be, let me put it here like this, T19, okay? So remember, if this is 19, and here also will be 19, okay? So therefore we say, this 37 is between 30, okay? Let's say here, it's between 19 and T20. All right. So if you remember again the question, I want you to go to try to prove it, that the difference will be this. All you can do, go to the quadratic sequence, okay? You remember that question, pause the video or backward the video, and then you'll see the general formula. All you can do is Tn, I think it was n squared minus n 2n plus 3, okay? So try to put, let me see if I can recall the Tn. Remember Tn, I think it was n squared minus 2n plus 3, okay? Now, I want you to say T19 will be 19 squared minus 2 times 19 plus 3. What will be the answer? Will be 19 squared 19 squared minus 2 times 19 plus 3. The answer will be 326. Okay, let's move to T20. 20 squared minus 2 times 20 plus 3. So that will be 400. 400 minus 40 plus 3. The answer will be T20 will give you 363. If we can replace it here, so this will be 440. Oh, sorry. This will be 326, and the year will be 300 and what? 63. So if you minus by 226, the answer will give you 37. Let's do this. Okay, so now try to minus. You find that you get the correct answer. You'll get if you can do 363 minus 326, the answer will be 37. Simple. All right, I think we are done for this topic. So we are going to continue the next video. Thank you.